Welcome to Better Living with Adrienne. We're joined with my inspiration expert, who happens to also be Senior VP at True TV and the author of a wonderful book, Alex Details Revolution. We've been having a series every Monday with Darren Campo about finding your bliss, finding out what makes you happy, and taking those small steps and making it into something and keep moving forward. So thank you again for joining us.
Sure thing.
And we're now at the point where, okay, we've talked about how to identify
what makes us happy.
Yes.
Right.
And you know, what are the things that we can do to identify all of those things? So now what?
Now what we're saying is, if you do something small, something big will happen. It's the concept of homeopathic medicine. A small thing have big outcomes.
Okay.
So now we're going to focus on doing something small, and so you're going to say it. Say, I'm going to do it, right? It's the first thing you need to do.
Well, and that's your first point.
To yourself.
To say it. Maybe write it. Sometimes I write Post-its. And is that the same thing as saying it to yourself or writing a Post-it?
To say it and maybe think it and feel it. Like, you know what? I'm going to start drawing pictures.
Okay, acknowledge it.
But you're not acknowledge a giant task unless you want to. But you can just say, I'm going to start making tropical drinks.
Okay. I'm going to start making.
You're ready for a tropical drink.
Yeah. I'm going to start making tropical drinks. Okay.
So the other thing is that people may ask you, what are you doing? Because you're doing something different now. And you don't have to say to them, I've set out to write a tropical drink cookbook, because they might say, oh, good luck with that. So what you might want to do is have some people over for drinks and email them the drink recipe afterwards, or write it down. What you might come out with is a line of drinks or a cookbook or something, but what you're doing is you're just saying, I'm going to do a small thing here or do a small thing there and see what comes out.
So say it and then get over the embarrassment of maybe not failing. Think of something small.
Right, and something small, and you don't have to tell people what you're doing. You might not even know it yourself. A very good example.
Right, and we have 1 minute left, so tell me.
My mother, she was going through a time in her life, and she was just sort of following what made her happy. She'd pick up rocks everywhere we went. She was picking up rocks. I'm like, what's Mom going to do with all these rocks? And then she started putting them on paper and decorating them and drawing like love, and she'd give them to people. And it kept going on. And one day she used one of her little rock sculptures as a latch on her purse. And years later, she now has a line of purses that have these power stones, and they're very popular in galleries all over the places. And so she didn't know she was going to make pocketbooks. She was just picking up rocks. But see how it led to something? And
the other thing is, she didn't worry about the outcome, and she just trusted it because it made her happy.
She wasn't even thinking about, what am I going to do with these rocks? But imagine someone said, what are you going to do with all these rocks?
So say it, get over the embarrassment, keep following it. Log on and tell us about your happiness with Darren Campo, and that's Better Living. To watch past segments or contact me, visit NBC40.net.